friends, welcome to my channel 5 Minutes History. In this video, let's explore the history of Hampi, the majestic capital city of the Vijayanagar Empire in India. Hampi, also known as Pampakshetra or Kiskinda Kshetra, was the magnificent capital of the Vijayanagar Empire, the last great Hindu kingdom of South India, established in 1336 CE on the banks of the river Tungabhadra in the state of Karnataka. It is located on the hilly terrain formed by granite boulders. By 1500 CE, Hampi was the world's second largest medieval era city after Beijing and one of the India's richest. Its wealth attracted 16th century traders from across the Deccan area, the Portuguese colony of Goa, and as far as Persia and Portugal. The Vijayanagar rulers, particularly Krishna Dev Raya, fostered all-round development of Hampi and invested in public infrastructure. This included forts, riverside features, royal and sacred complexes, temples, stables, and more. The site was multi-religious and multi-ethnic. The buildings predominantly followed South Indian Hindu architecture, dating to Aihole Pattakal style of Chalukya dynasty. It also included elements that developed during the Hoysala Empire rule in the South India between 11th and 14th century. The most famous monuments in Hampi include Virupaksha Temple, dedicated to Lord Shiva, Vijay Vithala Temple and Krishna Temple dedicated to Lord Krishna, and Hazara Rama Temple dedicated to Lord Ram. According to historical memoirs left by the Portuguese and Persian traders to Hampi, the city was of metropolitan proportions. They called it one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Hampi was also one of the biggest trading centers of the world at the time. Markets in Hampi were always crowded and swarming with buyers and merchants from various parts of the world. There are vivid accounts of the grandeur of the city and the empire and its social and religious traditions in the memoirs of foreign travelers such as Abdul Razak from Persia, Domingo Pais and Fernão Nunes from Portugal. Persian ambassador Abdul Razak, who visited the city in 1443, has given the following account of Hampi. The city of Vijayanagar simply has no equal in the world. It is such that the pupil of the eye has never seen a place like it, and the ear of intelligence has never been informed that there existed anything equal to it in the world. The bazaars are extremely long and broad. Each class of men belonging to each profession have shops contiguous to one another. The jewelers sell it publicly in the bazaars, pearls, rubies, emeralds and diamonds. This empire contains so great a population that it would be impossible to give an idea of it without entering into extensive details. Abdul Razak was particularly astonished at the extraordinary personal wealth visible everywhere, especially the jewelry worn by men and women of every social class. He described the city as having 7 concentric rings of fortification, each with its own citadel, with walls made of stones the height of a man, one half of which is sunk in the ground while the other rises above it. There were magnificent elephant stables with separate stalls for each of the beasts. The palace of the king had vast audience hall, the hall of justice, the hall of the chief minister and the mint. The throne, he wrote, was of extraordinary size, made of gold inlay encrusted with beautiful jewels and ornaments with exceeding delicacy and artistic refinement. Portuguese traveller Domingo Pais, who visited Vijayanagar in 1520, wrote, "The bazaars in Hampi sell everything on earth you may wish to buy. This is the best provided city in the world." Hampi flourished with all its glory till the middle of the 16th century. After the death of Krishna Dev Raya, Vijayanagar Empire started declining, and so did Hampi. During the reign of Ram Raya in 1565, the neighbouring Muslim kingdoms of Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Golconda and Bidar joined hands and launched a united assault against the Hindu Vijayanagar Empire. In this battle, known as the Battle of Talikota, Ram Raya was killed and Vijayanagar was defeated. The invaders then plundered Hampi and reduced it into ruins, besides carrying out large-scale massacre of the population. Robert Seville, in his book The Forgotten Empire, concludes, "With fire and sword, with crowbars and axes, they carried on day after day their work of destruction. Never perhaps in the history of the world has such havoc been wrought, and wrought so suddenly, on so splendid a city, teeming with a wealthy and industrious population in the full plenitude of prosperity one day, and on the next, seized, pillaged, and reduced to ruins.